Hi guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters. So today I have a video tutorial on using up your leftover thickers. So in this video there's a tutorial on how I did my first layout, and there's also photographs of 3 other layouts. So this is a 4-in-1 video. So in this layout I have quite bright thickers that I bought for a project that I was doing with my kids at school. And I wanted to use these, but I didn't really love how brightly coloured they were. So as you can see, I've just stuck them any which way around a mixing bowl, so upside down, sideways, what have you. And now I'm getting some texture paste, and I'm just sort of daubing that texture paste on top of the letters to cover them as much as I can in this white colouring. And you can still see the different colours through the white texture paste, but it's just dulling it down so it's not quite so bright, and it gives it a bit more of a pastel effect. Then I got a smaller mixing bowl and I'm doing the exact same thing, another circle, another ring, and again just putting the letters anyway, upside down, sideways, however I think they look cool. And then again I get the texture paste. Now you might want to use texture paste, you might want to use gesso. I don't have any gesso, but that would also work. There's photographs of a layout my sister did using gesso coming up soon, and you'll notice that with the gesso it is lighter, so it doesn't do as thick a coverage as what the texture paste did. So it depends on what you're interested in. Then I got my Hardy Shine, as you can see, and I shake up my Hardy Shine and then splat on some gold and splat on some blue. The blue was almost a perfect colour of the outfit that my baby was wearing in the photograph, and the colours that I use of the Totally Rad and Cool Kid collection that I used to embellish up this picture. So those beautiful sort of tie-dye or watercolour effect photos were gifted to me in a happy mail from Alicia. I think that's how you say your name, sorry if it's not. And I really loved those, so I fiddled a little bit to try and find the best way that you can see the colours. I know I'm covering most of it with the photograph, so that's why I wanted to try and get as much of that colour sticking out as I could, because I just thought the papers were beautiful and I wanted to try and use those up and sneak peek. That's why I'm just laughing at myself fiddling so much with all the different ways I could lay the paper down, but I wanted to try and see as much of it as possible. And then I went through those collections that I mentioned before, the Cool Kid and the Totally Rad, and I pulled out all the things that I really liked that I wanted to try and match onto this picture and this layout with the thickers, and it was really easy to narrow down, but then really hard to decide what I wanted where, because I just love this collection, and I think I could have used all of it, any of it, onto this layout. So I just had a bit of a play and a bit of a fiddle around, and then I really wanted to use that best kid ever, because that's what I think of him. So then I pretty much decided what I wanted to do, and I was happy with it, and then I decided it was missing something, so I just went to my stash, which you can't see yet. I'm ahead of what's happening. But I went to my stash and got out another circle to mirror the circle down in the bottom right hand side. So it's a very circly layout, this one. I've got circles in the thickers and I've got circles in the ephemera that I'm using, but I really loved the way it turned out and I was really happy with this one. It was so easy. I'd love to say it was quick, but it wasn't, because I needed to allow time for the texture paste to dry. I actually ended up getting my hairdryer because I just was so impatient. So just about done now. I've stuck all that down and I've just got my gold letter thickers there, which say Beautiful Darling. I haven't used these at all yet, and I was really excited to give these a go. So I put on the Beautiful and then realised that I could not get the Darling to fit, even though I'd put it on plastic first. So I had to do it diagonally, and then if I was doing Darling diagonally, I wanted to do Beautiful diagonally. Luckily I hadn't stuck it down too solidly, and I could pull it up and move it. And that is it. I was really happy with how this looked. It's So here are some close-ups, and I hope you will give this idea a try. Then the next one I did is this bedtime stories one. So as I said, this isn't a tutorial, it's just a few pictures and close-ups. So with this one, I got totally scrap lifted this from Pinterest. I'm sorry I can't give credit to the person that did this. I don't know who it was, but Pinterest gave me the idea and it was awesome. For this one, I used the Little You ephemera collection, and I just used different Z's or Z's in my sticker stash, and as you can see, some of them are stickers and some of them are thickers, and I really loved how this turned out. Now this is another layout, and this one is my sister's, and with this next layout she used the gesso, so you can see there that it is a lighter effect on how the thickers go, and she used black and gold as her colouring, and this was really cool with the ampersand in the background. And just looked really great. So that's another example of what you can do and the difference between texture paste and gesso. And then finally we've got this next layout, and this is using the Love Always Cocoa Vanilla collection, and I'm not sure what the thickers are, sorry, because again this was Katie's, and she's just used all the leftover letters to make basically her background with. So instead of using a lot of pattern paper, she used thickers. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Thanks guys. Give us a thumbs up.